the end of the book of Job, God tells Job to brace himself like a man. They have missed in their lifetime that they are made in the image of omnipotence, omniscience, and omnipresence, and all those other great attributes of God. Man is a creature that is rational and can freely express itself with what God has given him, the earth. That was his original design, after all. The Son of God becomes man, so that way man may become like the Son of God, to be back what they originally were. We were supposed to be. The human body is a physical expression of the free self. Man is the carrier of that free self and body. Clement of Alexandria beautifully states that man is to cultivate reason. The garden is the first expression of this. God gave man the whole garden and the whole earth to cultivate reason and to create art and culture and so on. Now, when he creates them naked, obviously you could think of that as level 1. If the fall did not happen, then you can only imagine where the earth would be right now. We say where man would be right now with his reason and culture. Since the fall, however, that has changed dramatically. After the resurrection of the Son of God, man is able to freely express himself again. Man's chief purpose is to worship God with all that he is. Love the Lord your God with all your mind, soul, heart, and strength. This is the main principle of a human soul, therefore a fully functioning human soul. So man is to imitate God in his nature. To the physical body, man himself is limited to what God has made. Great purpose, obviously, since the fall. As evil has a head start in God's creation, you can only imagine what evil would do if it had more stuff to manipulate and control. That's why God lets the serpent deceive human beings when they are first ignorant. All that can be stolen from them is the garden, the inheritance of the earth. The unfortunate fact of the fall, man's free will has been corrupted in his nature. Because of the marvelous fact of the resurrection of the Son of God, man has that nature restored, has the grace and invitation to be what he truly was and truly is. Take of the grace and nature and energies of God. Be like God again. Amazing fact to my mind is that many do not comprehend how great that is. Objective meaning of such a proposition that is true. Find out more about that proposition, how true it is. You should try to be a free self. The free of yourself that you are, the more you will freely find God, the self. Man is to be like God and create with what God has given him. This is why in Matthew 7, God looks for the good tree that produces good fruit. The bad trees that produce a bad fruit will be cast into the fire. The wither from Minecraft is a simple analogy for the point. Those who produce bad fruit make other selves wither within their being, keep them from the image of God and their free selves. So God, who is the arbiter of justice in any possible realm or world, can freely cast that bad tree into the fire, no consequence at all, as if that was an issue in the first place. Because of the resurrection of the Son of God, man can become like God again. The law of the Old and New Testament is summed up in the 2 greatest commandments, to love the Lord your God with all that you are, and to love thy neighbor as thyself. Who are your neighbors? Those other free selves who recognize themselves, produce a good fruit, and those who would not take advantage of your good fruits by giving you bad fruits in return. If you ask for an egg, will you not receive a serpent? So I highly suggest you try free will and using your mind. It's pretty great. Render unto gods, which is yourself.